I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, good evening, guys. Good afternoon, and good evening. How's everyone? And I hope today is a great day, and hope the weather is coming up well. And so today my name is Adijoke Ogundekwe, and I am a host here at Tech with Hero, and with me I have a beautiful, seasonal backend developer. Her name is Susan. Her name is Sophia. Apologies, I don't know why I've been missing your name up. So Sophia, that's bad of me. So Sophia at Fadimi, right?
Yeah,
Did I pronounce it like Yoruba person? I've been saying like Fadeni or Fademi, like sorry. So yeah, if I'm correct, you are Sophia Fademi, right? So correct me on your name in case if I make a mistake. So so yeah, and our listener today, today is going to be a great day, and so yeah, so with Sophia, I know, when you're looking for baddest developer, baddest engineer, so so call Sophia. If you have any issue relating to backend, your database is not working, please help us look for Sophia. So so yeah, then checking on Sophia profile, I realized that Sophia has a lot of experience in backend. It's not easy to see ladies that are doing backend. Seriously, it's not easy. So I'm going to give the mic to our beautiful Sophia to help us out with details on how you actually like moved from what's it called? I checked your LinkedIn, then I saw that you studied petroleum, right? Okay, then I was wondering, hello, shouldn't you be working in oil and gas? What are you doing here? So I would like to know, that I'm very sure our listeners too want to know how you actually moved from petroleum down to being a like baddest backend engineer. So yeah, over to you, Sophia. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Joke, right?
Yes,
Adejoke.
I do. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think you might have to mute because I can hear myself echo.
Oh, sorry about
Yeah, it's all right. All right. Thank you very much. Yes, I actually did study petroleum engineering. Funny enough, I already had like my life figured out that, oh, okay, after NYC, I was going to do my current certificate, is a safety certificate, and I was going to be like a certified safety engineer. Then gradually I will move into software, petroleum engineering. So it's not as though I didn't have my life all planned out. I had it all planned out, but I think during the COVID and NYC, I started software development in NYC. So I was bored and I was like, oh, okay, what can I do? I need to learn new things. So I started learning programming with my phone. So I finished like the basics of Python. I went into um, I went into machine learning, AI. Like I was really doing well in that space, but I didn't really like feel it. You understand? So I started exploring other options. So how I even got to backend was I didn't even know anything about backend. I didn't even know how program works actually, sincerely speaking. I was just exploring. You understand? So when I was done with Python, and so I had like a free opportunity to learn mobile development in Pluralsight. You understand? So I was like, okay, let this not waste. Let me see if I could learn mobile development. And when I didn't know how mobile work, I don't know anything, but I discovered I was finding it difficult to learn mobile development, coupled with the fact that I had like a very terrible 4 gig laptop. How do you want to run Android Studio with 4 gig laptop? So I also learned that okay, I we need to know like the basics, a native language like Java or Kotlin, so that I could build build mobile apps. So and me, I'm very fond of like the fundamentals. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna. I paused my mobile development plan. Then I went to study Java. You understand? So that was when I like. It took me like 2 hours to print hello world in Java. And after, do you know, I didn't even type it because I just kept having errors. I just went to Google, copied the syntax, that line of code, and pasted it. And then I printed my first hello word in Java. It was chaotic. And that was when I knew that, see, this Java is for me. Either I kill you or you kill me, but either ways, I'm learning. But yeah, that was how I started learning Java. I enjoyed it. It was in fact, it was my favorite programming languages. And from there, I moved it to Lagos for a boot camp, and then I was introduced to backend. So I already finished learning my Java basics before I started learning backend development. So it was very easy for me to like transition into backend development. So that's just how it is. So yeah, I did study petroleum engineering. I didn't have the chance to practice it. You understand? I'm just someone that just enjoy exploring and learning, and that was how I found myself in programming. So I didn't join programming because of the money. I know you or many people like money. I didn't care about the money. Then I didn't care about the money then. You get it. Well, yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, this is really beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sophia. And don't worry. Yeah, everybody say they don't care about the money, but yeah, it's all about the money one way or the other. So yeah, I get that. I get that. And our followers today, please don't forget to put in your questions. Any questions you have for our beautiful Sophia, it because it's going to, hot and hot. We're just getting started. And it's so nice, your story, like starting something, that's a mad like transition. And the fact that no matter what it is, you don't allow the Java to say, okay, I'm here to say no, you actually fought the battle and you won it, which is really, really nice. It's not easy to be a Java developer or even basically backend, but then here you are doing great things. So yeah, so not to actually drag too much today, so we're going to be going into some questions because I know Sophia is here to unload a lot of goodies, you know, like a lot of goodies. Then we can't wait to hear that. So yeah, I'm going to start with some of the questions I have today that I don't want to take too much of our beautiful Sophia time, but then let's make this time counts basically. So yeah, one of the questions I actually like pen down is on technical skills. When you talk about backend, then our topics today is basically talking about how our young lads, like beginners, can actually have a stand, can know how they can start. And because a lot of beginners are having issue like on how can they kickstart, how can they keep on with all about the technical things they have to learn, because there is a lot to learn in development. There is a lot
Yeah.
to learn in any area. You just see you have to keep on learning, then you have to be on top of your game. So yeah, so I'm going to ask, as a beginner, what have the most essential technical skills every developer should focus on mastering early in their career? So let me um paraphrase it. As a beginner, okay, I
Okay.
want to become a backend developer,
Yeah.
a backend engineer. I want to go into software development. What do you think I need to like put in place to say, okay, fine, okay, maybe now let me say I didn't study anything related. I'm just using that as example
Okay.
related to computer science. Then, like now you did petroleum, like you said. So how were you able to say, okay, fine, this is what I'm meant to put in place? Because sometimes without proper guidelines on what to do,
Yeah.
some people actually get it difficult to navigate
Yeah.
their way. So help us on how like how beginners, can get find their way. Thank you.
Yeah. So one thing I discovered is that everybody actually wants to just deliver. right? We are very fast on, oh, I want to deliver, and we don't really focus on some of the important, like, yeah, those technical skills are very important, but we kind of like overlook it. So I've seen a lot of developers struggle with it, and one of it is even down to some that claim to like be senior engineers, is the understanding the basics, the fundamentals of programming. Like you need to understand how program works. You need to understand, like I was talking to someone, and you could tell that yes, why they could easily just copy and paste and then like deliver, when it comes to originality, right? Trying to like do something original, they find it very difficult to like to even understand the problem, talk less of actually delivering the job. If you want to, if you tell them, oh, okay, do build this, you have to explicitly tell them, build this endpoint. Let the endpoints be like this, let endpoint do like this. You understand? You cannot just tell them, okay, do you know what? I need this. Just go figure it out yourself. You understand? And that's because many people don't even understand how program works. They feel like coding is all about software development.
Well, I think the network went from Sophia side. So while we wait for Sophia to join back, so I'm very sure there are some things that she's actually listing out. And please don't forget to hold your pen, your books, because we have a lot to ask do today. So yeah, and while we wait for her to join back, so what? Okay, so yeah, we have her back.
Sorry.
I think she's back. Yeah, welcome back, Sophia. Yeah.
Um, MTN just went off. Sorry. So one of my mentors said, if you have a problem, even if it's a software problem, coding should literally be your last resort. You understand? So, but people are many programmers, most especially the new ones, right? The beginners, they when they're thinking of a problem, they're only thinking of code, and it's actually beyond just writing code. Code is just like I would tell people, if you want to be a software developer, just focus on code. But if you really want to be an engineer, you need to think beyond just writing code. And in order for you to do this, you need to understand the fundamentals of programs, how program works. Don't focus too much on libraries. Don't focus, many people see all those libraries, like you understand, and they just feel like, oh, this is just eye level. No, these libraries, this framework, this application that you're looking, even the YouTube live we're currently doing, we are actually built from the same fundamentals of programming that people take for granted. You understand? And one of the things that also affect people from actually like on learning this thing is because they are actually they work so fast. They just focus a lot on delivery, on money, which I really don't blame them. I think what really helped me was before I even know that, oh, there was even a backend development, I was just like learning the fundamentals of programming, the best practice, how to like those little things on how to just be exceptional. You understand? And even after you start working, there is still need for you to go back. It's okay for you to do repetitive learning, learn how data move, how, because sincerely speaking, program is all about data, ones and zeros. Like this YouTube is all about ones and zeros, audios, the text file, images. You understand? You need to understand how these things work and how can I transfer any data from one computer to another computer. How can I optimize? How can I build something that is not just that is efficient? You understand? So it's okay, why, okay, you're working, right? You need to dedicate some time and just go back to the fundamentals and try to understand it, because whatever skill you're currently using right now, it's not going to take you far, Because if you want to really be a senior engineer, right, you need to understand that, see, it's not about the framework. Don't focus too much on the framework. You understand? So just go back, understand the fundamentals of programming. If you have opportunity to probably do like a short course, and if it, no, you know, why I knew this thing was important was anytime I look at LinkedIn, they'll be like, oh, you must have like a bachelor's degree in computer science. And I'm like, ah, why are this company like saying degree in computer science? Like, why is this so important? And now I know why. Because sincerely speaking, if you really want to build something original, if you really want to build something like that's really make a difference in this world, if you really want to be exceptional, if you really want to be an extraordinary, you have to understand how the things work under the ground, like the basic. You need to understand the basic. There's nothing too special about anything. It's all
Oh, okay. Um, thank you so much.
sorry.
We actually lost it for a couple of minutes, but yeah, thank
Oh,
you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, what do you think? Like the beginners, yeah, that they don't know how they can navigate them, like their steps on how to get things in shape. Like now, you said they have to know the syntax. Is there like a site they can use that you can recommend? Which site did you use that actually help you in what's it called, learning the basics? Because some people are like, oh yeah, some would tell them, if you watch YouTube, they'll say, here, oh, use free code academy. Some will say, oh, you can use Udemy. Some will say, oh, you can use like a plural sites. There are different sites. So which one actually like helped you to build the basics you needed, like in tech? Thank you.
So it all depends on your stack, right? For example, and also the resources you have, if it's a paid resource or a free resource. I had privilege of learning with JetBrains Academy. That was where I learned the basis of Java. I always recommend it. If you come and meet me, be like, oh, you want to learn Java, I always recommend Jezebel's Academy. I also recommend educative.io. You understand? I also recommend YouTube is also very fine. There are like a lot of resources on in YouTube. You understand? So, like I said, do not focus on the framework. Focus on learning the programming language itself, how program works. You understand? And if you can understand this, you can make use of any framework. And most times, one of the things we do is that we learn framework that we might never use again. You understand? So when that's why I said, if you focus on the basics, it's very easy for you to pick up any framework your company throws out to you. You understand? So it's not like a copy and paste thing. Because you already know how things work, you already know what to expect. So it's very easy for you to pick up any framework. It's even very easy for you to pick up any programming language you want if you can just focus on understanding the basics. You understand? So that's one of the major skill. I have another one that also that can make you really really exceptional is understanding other stacks, understanding how other stacks in programming, um, how you interact, how your stack, for example, I'm a backend developer, how does backend interact with the front end? How does stack backend interact with the mobile, the QA? You understand? At the beginning, you will always hear things like, "Oh, front end is better than backend." You just know that those are just beginner comments. You understand? Every stack is important, and I always recommend people, when you starting your programming, learn product. Even if it's just the basis of product, it will help you to understand what you're working on. It will help you to build. There are many programmers today that if you don't tell them explicitly, like, this is what you should do, they can't come up with ideas. You understand? They don't even know what they are building. Always understand other importance of other tasks. Products will help you understand what you're working on. It will help you to contribute. Because sincerely speaking, let me tell you, every colleagues, every company wants a developer that is independent, like that can work independently, that can contribute to a project, not someone that they just keep telling, do this, do that, You can't keep telling someone to do this every time. You understand? You as a developer, you beyond just writing code and solving problem, your contribution in the team, it's what it that's what really matters. You understand? So you see meetings, developers are just silent. They're having a technical product meeting, or even not necessarily technical, just a product meeting, and they are trying to like put components of the product together, how to build this, and you just see developers just be silent, like, oh, when it gets to the technical part, call me. No, you don't just keep quiet. You have to understand the product, how it works, from the design, the product, then to even testing, how to test, you understand, the DevOps part. If you can take a little bit of, just interact, understand a little bit of different stacks and how your stack interacts with them, it will make you exceptional.
Wow, thank you so much. That's a lot. Like you've already downloaded a lot. And thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, I have there's another question here. So how important is learning multiple programming languages versus specializing on one? Like now as a developer starter, they tell you there's Python, there's C sharp, there is Java. By the
Yeah,
time you want to apply, there's Kotlin. They are telling you, oh, you also have a bit of R. Then at the end of the day, you will like beginners actually get overwhelmed with a lot of
yeah.
things to learn. So do you think like learning multiple languages help, or just learn one? Like if you want to become a backend engineer, just learn maybe Java, just know Java, or no PHP, or no Python. Do you think? What do you think about that? Thank you.
Well, so the thing is, when you are learning, when you are not delivering, like you're not working for a company, I will always recommend you learn one programming language, and master it. You understand? Like, I think the best advice given to me was, be known for something. Be known for something. And I always tell my mentees that, see, focus on just one programming language. The only time you might need to say, okay, I want to learn something else, is probably when you want to switch a career, which people can easily get distracted by that, when most especially when they're searching for job, they're not getting the job, right? So that one, you have to be very like discerning when to like switch. But aside that, if you're not working for a company, like, I'll advise you to master one programming language, be known for it. So when, for example, like my friends, if they call Java, they just know that, it's Sophia. Whereas currently I don't even work with Java anymore. You see, but it sticks. So if you're talking about, if people are looking for a Java developer, they always have me in mind. Whereas I don't actually work with Java anymore. So be known for something, master something, and then you can easily, when you're not working and your company asks for, okay, we need you to actually learn, um like Go or TypeScript or JavaScript, then you can now learn, because one of the fastest way to learn is when you're making use of the thing. You don't tend to forget you because you're actually making use of it. You understand? And that was how I learned TypeScript and JavaScript. You understand? I remember my first time I was told to write JavaScript. I begged, I cried. I told my boss, just kill me. It's JavaScript. And it was like, write it. And really, what I did was, I already know what I was going to do. I wrote it in Java. Then I met my colleague again. I was like, can you help me change this in TypeScript? And that was how I started learning TypeScript. And today I am actually working as a JavaScript developer. You understand? So you have to be very, very careful, because um, when the if the things are moving very fast, and if you don't have a goal where you're going to, it's very easy for you to just jump in from one programming language to another programming language without actually mastering anything, and is that mastering that is actually going to take you far.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, apart from technical skills, I know there's nothing like having software skills. So what do you
Yeah.
think like the beginners, what are the software or soft skills? I'm saying software, sorry. Soft skills basically, not software. I'm already talking developer terms. You see, Sophia, you've already like added your ginger of development to me. So yeah, so what do you think are the soft skills needed by beginners? Thank you.
To me, I think one of the biggest one is your research skill. Like you, as a developer, sincerely speaking, um, let's say 60 to 80% of the time, you're actually researching and looking for a solution. You understand? I have a friend that will just like sit down and just be thinking about the program, the whatever he's working on. And then when he sits down to actually implement it, it just takes like 10 minutes. You understand? So your research skills is very important. You need to learn how to use Google very well. Like I feel like there is no problem in you're gonna have technically that that is not online. You understand? When I actually began, I used to even search in GitHub. Like GitHub used to be like my search engine. You understand? So most especially if I want to implement something, I don't have an idea. I search GitHub. You know, need to learn how to search, how to ask questions. You understand? Most times, and this actually comes with understanding what the problem you're working on. You understand? So, um, like I said, when I said you need to understand how other stack are important, for example, like products. Now, if you don't understand the products you're building, then when you encounter a problem, you might not be able to like ask the right questions, and that's when developers tend to sound dumb, like they just sound dull. Like your colleagues would just be looking at you and be like, "It's like this one lied in a CV or something." But if you understand what you're working on, you can then ask the right question. And there are ways you like. I always tell colleagues like so the let me not go there, right? Let me not enter the whole colleague thing. But sincerely speaking, you need to learn how to ask questions. Then you also need to take a break. In your research, sometimes it can be overwhelming. So when you take a break, that's where meditation comes in. I always encourage developers to meditate on whatever they are working on. You notice that ideas just come when you do not even expect, and that's as a result of meditation. So yeah, your research skill, asking the right questions, and taking a break, meditating, those are some of the like actually make like really really good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So now you mentioned research skills. So how do you think like
Yeah.
developers or beginners can learn how to research? Because sometimes, when you just type on Google, like maybe you want to learn how to do Python, learn Python, you will see a lot of resources. So how do they like slim what's it called what's the point I want to say now? Okay, to reduce the resources or the what they get, how do they like put it into like, okay, this is the one I need for this particular product. I think this research response is going to be of great help. So how do they like, is there something they can use to develop that skills, or it's just born with that way?
So I feel like research skills is not something that you're born with. It's something you master. You understand? I've trained my research skill right from university. Like I feel like there is no material in university. Then they used to call me the resource lady because I feel like there's no lecture, no material the lecturer we use that I can't get online. I was search and there was a time I literally got a lecturer like answer and question for the exam online. Like that's how smart my research skill is. I feel like it's something that can be trained. People easily just give up on things. You're struggling to do something and you just easily give up. That is where that is what they do wrong. You understand? Why, yes, there are lots of information online. One of the way that we help you is one, you can get a mentor. There are there are people that have actually done gone through this and they know the right resource for the right language you want to learn. You understand? And they could just easily give you the right resource. But or if you don't have a mentor, right, you need to also at least have an idea on what you're looking for. You can't just say, "Oh, I want to learn this," and you don't even know what the thing is about. So you always start from when you're researching. You can always, if you don't have an idea about what you're researching, instead of researching on the solution, just focus, okay, what is even this? Like, let's assume you want to probably, somebody, a colleague told you to probably use a different database, I say MongoDB database now, and you've never used it before. Instead of probably searching, oh, how to use MongoDB with Python in my application, the first thing is you that comes to your mind, what is MongoDB? Like you just need to have that curious mind and don't be a lazy developer. Don't just focus on the surface. You need to learn how to like just have this curious mind. What is this? Okay. You know, it starts making sense. You understand? And then when you now understand what you're searching for, then you can now filter the material that you need. You understand? Is either that or you probably get a mentor that is always willing to like answer you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Then you just mentioned mentor now. So how important is mentorship in like beginner's life? Let me just put it that way. How do you think, like as a beginner, like having a mentor can help? Does it help, or does it just like is it just there? So let's hear from you.
Yeah, so mentors are like really good. When I started, I didn't really had a mentor. I just had a very curious. I was just curious, and it took me a longer time to get to where I was supposed to be. Like I find myself doing multiple things. Today I'm learning this. I can be learning basic beginning of basic Java for beginners in four different sites at the same time. You understand? And I noticed that it was slow. It was really slow, right? And I noticed there was like a lot of repetitive learning. I just started doing things that I've done over and over again. And you start like jumping and beating around the bush. Mentors are like really good. When someone comes to meet me, I'm like, oh, I want to be a programmer. I tell them, okay, do you know what? Just first of all, these are the different stacks in programming. I don't just tell them, oh, um, do Java backend is the best. You understand? I just tell them, okay, these are the different stack um, parts in programming. Go make your research and tell me which one align with your personality. Which one do you like? You understand? Which one do you think you can do? Then when you are probably, oh, I like backend. I think backend is good for me. Then I will tell you, okay, these are the programming languages you can use to learn backend. If you want job very fast in Nigeria, if your focus is money, focus on Java or C sharp, you understand? Then if you want easy life, just do Python. Like I just list the programming language and tell you, okay, go make your research and come back. There was even one that she's studying electrical engineering. I didn't know, like, go make your research, and she came and she was like she wants to learn C plus plus, and I was like, oh, that's great because um you're studying electrical engineering and you could just easily switch to robotic. So I don't just force my knowledge on people or my stack on people. I think we've at some point we've gone beyond, oh, this is the best programming language, this is the best stack. You understand? So, and that the only reason I got to that point is because I have a very open mind. You understand? And I've come to realize that every stack has its own importance. You understand? So mentors are really good. It saves you a lot of time. It saves you a lot of time. I literally beat around the bush. And if I had a mentor, trust me, yeah, I would have gone far. You understand? But yeah, mentors are really good.
Okay, thank you so much on that. Still on the mentorship parts.
Okay.
So, how do you think like beginners can get their mentor? Like, is there any site that whereby you can just, or can they just walk up to you and say, "Okay, Sophia, will you be my mentor?" So, do you get like what are the steps needed to get a mentor that is? Because one thing is that I believe that in tech, it's actually busy enough. I mean, the
Yeah.
mentor is busy already, has a lot on his or her plate. So then taking another person under his or her wings is going to be like a lot. So how do you think you can find somebody to say, okay, fine, can I be your mentee? Do you get, and the person will say, okay, fine, yeah, welcome mentee. So what are the steps needed? Thank you.
Yeah, I think one thing is aside the question you asked, I always encourage experienced developers to take mentees. I encourage them to take mentees. I encourage them to even tutor if possible. You understand? You will be surprised the number of things you know, and you will be surprised the number of things you don't know and you need to improve. So it's more like mm, accepting the mentee is like reflecting in the mirror, like seeing your reflection in the mirror. It just tells you, oh, you need to improve in this. You need to you're very good at this. You understand? So it's I encourage experienced developers to actually take up mentees. Then for mentees, I've seen a lot of people that like people reach out to me. I'm like, they want to be my mentee, right? And I tell them that well, it's very possible. Well, one of the thing you need to do is that you need to be willing to learn. Like if I see that hunger in you, trust me, I will take your case personally. Like if I'm the one chasing you, oh, have you learned this? Have you done this? If I'm the one doing that, I'll just lay back. I am, like you said, I am very busy. But anything for me, anything that has to do with education, career, I always prioritize it. You understand? So, but the only way I can accept you is that you have to be hungry. You understand? And you also have to be willing to learn to solve problem, try to figure out things yourself. Not, oh, I have this, you bring it to me, you have this. Like for every problem you have, you just keep like disturbing someone. And that's one of the feedback I got from one of my mentors. He was like, um, one of the reason I like you is that you always figure things out yourself. You understand? So you must also be willing to put the work. Not that, oh, your mentee will be telling you everything. I have mentees that will come. I'm like, did you even make your research? Did you research? Did you before coming to me? You understand? So you have to be willing to do the work. You have to be hungry. You will be the one going to your mentor, not your mentor coming to you. You understand? People just sit back and just assume, oh, he's too busy. No, you just keep reaching out. And no matter what, the person will always allocate, even if it's 5, 10 minutes. My first mentor, if I have a problem, I used to message him, please, I just need 5 minutes with you. And trust me, we don't even go beyond that 5 minutes because by the time he say the problem, he will not say the answer solution. It will just be saying random things and I'll just pick it up and I was like, oh, thank you, I've gotten it. You understand? So you also need to be knowledgeable, like be at least put effort, learn. You understand? So that's one of the things. And if you want to get a mentor, you are new, you can always reach out to people on LinkedIn. I've seen people, if someone messaged me this week, right? And it was like, oh, he got an international job. And I was like, oh, congratulations. And guess where? where I met him. He just messaged me on LinkedIn and he was like, he wants to work in Paystack or something. And I was like, oh, sorry, I don't know the HR, I don't know the name of the HR. Like, you're reaching out to the wrongest person. And I asked him, I didn't just stop there. I asked him, so what did you say is a graduate of Backhawk and is a full stack developer? I was like, no, don't do that. Don't You can't be a full stack developer and you're just a student. You understand? Nobody will even take your full stack serious. If you want to really be very good at something, focus on one. If it's back end, focus on the back end, focus on the front end. And then he was like, oh, okay, can I save your contacts on WhatsApp? I said, yes, you can save my contact. And that was the only conversation we had. You know, so I just encouraged him and uplifted the spirit, motivated him. And then 3 weeks later, I messaged me. I was like, yeah, I've gotten a job. Thank you very much for what you did. And I was like, okay, you're welcome. I don't know what I did, but you're welcome. You understand? So you can reach out to people on LinkedIn and be polite. Don't just assume, don't make a lot of assumption. You understand? I tell people software developers are like the most humble people I've seen because every no matter if you are senior, they are usually humble because they see shege every day, so they need to be humble. So you can always reach out to people on LinkedIn. Then if you have an opportunity, you can go for a tech event, you understand, and also like reach out to people there. You just need one or two person. You don't need It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality of mentor you have. Even if it's just one that is willing to like listen to you, that is willing to hear you out, that's just all you need. And like I said, be willing to learn, um um learn, do the hard work, and also always reach out to your mentor. Don't wait for your mentor to like, I won't even remember you. Don't wait for your mentor to always reach out to you and ask you how are you doing. You understand?
Wow, that's really, really nice. And thank you so much. Like, in everything you said right now, I'm very sure, like, a lot of people that before, like, this event or before this, like, get together, how do we call it, get together, like, meeting and talking to Sophia, like, they have a different thing on their head. But everything Sophia have already said, like, giving the way to go, let me say, the way of life of software developer as a software developer. So like really, really this is really nice, and thank you so much, Sophia. So like with all of this here, what advice will you give a starter like that you got from your mentor that it's keeping you like up going? So what would you like to pass down to the new like beginners, the young lads that want to be where you are? Yeah, you're working with Paystack now, and to be frank, Paystack is very like, you know, huge. And when they hear Paystack, they're like, oh yeah, yeah, it's a payment gateway, then that. So what advice would you actually give to the young people? Thank you.
Yeah, I think I will try to okay, let's say four, right? Four. It's a lot, but yeah. Four. I think number one is like we said before, focus, be a master of one thing. Don't be distracted. Like have a goal. Have a goal. Even as someone that is new in programming, have a goal. It's because goals will help you to is more like goals are like reminders because like I said, the space can be it's filled with a lot of distracting activity. You understand? And you will even find yourself depressed at some point, like, oh, am I making progress? Am I not making progress? You understand? And that is where you need a goal to continue reminding yourself that, oh, okay, this is where I'm going to, this is what I want to be. I want to be a senior software developer in the next 5 years. You understand? I want to be working in a so and so company. You understand? Just have a goal. Then secondly, there's nothing that is impossible. Like I learned this one the hard way. My mentor gave me a task to do, and I was like, "See, sir, this thing is like I was like, this thing is not possible. Like I like I could literally swear on God that this thing is not possible. And he just took his laptop and in 5 minutes time it was done. And I since then I told myself I will not use the word impossible again. I feel like as long as you can think about it,
Um,
right,
okay.
you can do it. As long as you can think about it, you can do it, right? So always have this mind, like as long as you can think about it, there's nothing that is impossible. As long as you can think about it, you can do it. Then my third advice would be your colleagues, like I said, in the when I was talking to you, your colleagues play a very important role in your career development. Do not take them for granted, no matter who they are or the stack they are. You know, when people join the company, they always have like the focus on only maybe their direct teammates and so on and so forth. Your colleagues are seeing you, they are watching you, and trust me, every colleague wants a developer that ease their stress. You understand? My job at Paystack, I got it from a colleague. In fact, most of my, I think after my first job, right, after my first two jobs that I applied directly for, the others have just been recommendation. And trust me, like there are lots of opportunities I currently don't have in my profile. And you'll be surprised, like so you've literally my profile is this is very slim. They are like the real job are not on LinkedIn. The real jobs are not on Google Jobs. The real jobs are your colleagues because they will be the ones to refer you. You've even when you leave the company, when they want to build their own or they are working for, they're like, oh, I know someone. You understand? And like I said, you have to be very you have to be be outspoken, like learn to talk with your colleagues. Like don't just keep quiet when you are having meetings. Learn to contribute because as you're contributing, you're talking, people are observing your skills, they are observing your communication skills, they are observing your intelligence. And if I probably want to even do my own startup, I know people I'm going to call. Oh, come work with me. Why? Because I have observed them, and like I said, people don't want people that will stress them. Everybody wants someone that will make it easier for them. So we don't want we want the aim should be becoming an independent developer, becoming an independent, and that's one thing I've learned in my current place of work. Like in my current place of work, you literally plan your work from the beginning to the end. You must learn to work as an independent developer. You must learn to contribute to your team. You understand? So, yeah, your colleagues are very important. Be kind to your colleagues, be open minded to your colleagues. Don't just completely like shut them down. I know developers always have issues with their product managers. I've got a lot of opportunities from my project managers. Give your project, they are human beings as well. You understand? But I like I said, when you understand product, the role products is in your company, you will now appreciate product manager. When you understand the role, the quality testers, the quality assurance people doing, you will appreciate your QA. Don't be antagonized. Don't come. Always start with like a have a positive mind. You understand? So the role in your colleagues are very important. All my opportunities mostly are referred by my colleagues. So yeah, those are my advice. Please, nothing is impossible. Stick to one programming language, then be very kind to your colleagues.
Wow, thank you so much. Like, it's not just colleague, just be kind to everybody. Like,
Yes.
because life is just you don't
Yeah.
know where you meet another person. So yeah, thank you so much, Sophia. Thank you. And guys, please don't forget to turn in your questions. In case if you have any questions for our beautiful and our extravagant, our seasonal Sophia, please, any questions you have, please don't forget to turn it in. And I want to ask, how important is community? Like now we have tech with Hero. So tech with Hero
Yeah.
is a community whereby we bring like tech. to anybody, like everybody. You just have to,
Yeah.
then help the beginners, to grow, to connect with the senior ones and that. So, what do you think is the importance of community in the life of a beginner? Thank you.
So community is actually very important. Funny enough, I don't really, I don't really have like I'm not really in a lot of community, but the ones that I have, God, I've gotten a lot of opportunities from them. You understand? A lot of job referrals from them. And aside job referrals, um, communities in the community I am currently, when you have an interview with a company, you just have to just ask, and you will see at least one or two persons that are willing to like give you guidelines on how to go about the interviews. You understand? So community help with interviews, community help with job. You understand? Then, in case I've seen people that have actually helped people with their bugs or their issues. So, if you're having a problem in a community, all you just need to do is just, of course, don't share important resources like credentials, but if you have opportunity to have someone that is experienced to look at your problem, you notice that you are faster. You understand? So communities. Those are like, in fact, I can't underrate community. Then also, um, it's community really help you to relax. It's still fun because programming is not really that easy. Like right here, it's not really that easy. I will not lie. You understand? I this past 1 week, I was like I stayed with my colleagues in a short list and we are trying to like deliver something. And I was just praying for sleep. The only thing I didn't want to eat, I just wanted to sleep. You understand? It's really not that easy. But when you have the right community, you notice that it's very easy for you to navigate any challenge. I tell people if you are doing programming, you are the possibility for you to quit a day is like 10 times. You're like, who sent me? What am I doing here? Like mentally, some people have quit programming over and over and over again. But that's where community comes in. I have my friends oh, they used to call me the Java Queen. You understand? Like Agbadev. Like so sometimes I can't even communicate say drop a comment. I just reserve my comments because it's just like, oh, my mentor is here. No, and that's praise, that feeling actually it's it's really some of the things that kept me going. You understand? You don't need the large one, you just need one community or two that is actually at least have your interest in mind.
Wow, thank you so much. And it's just like where we started now. It was like we already spent almost an hour. Then it's feeling like it's just 30 minutes. That's unbelievable. So thank you so much, Sophia. As you guys heard from Sophia, so don't forget, if you are not following Tech with Hero, you are doing the wrong thing. So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on all our social medias. We would have actually liked to stay longer today because I know there's still more questions like to hear. Then Sophia has a lot of things to tell us about. So but today, you know, as time waits for nobody and time is money, I wouldn't like to take too much time of Sophia time. And but then let us know if you want us, oh, if you want to see more of Sophia with us, and of course, me, I would like to have Sophia back on the show. But then, Sophia, so what words of I would say last word, but then what word would you like to tell our community, our listeners, like what do you, even those that are not in development, what word of advice, what do you think they actually need, to just to keep on going in life? Because yeah, so basically. Thank you.
Yeah. So the thing is, you are no matter how much you do, there's a possibility that you might get depressed along the way. You understand? What I encourage people to do is take note of your growth. Like pay attention to your growth. So whenever you feel sad that, oh, you're not, because sincerely, by the time you see, oh, my friend got a job here, my friend, and you probably doing all right, you understand? But by the time you, oh, a friend got a job in Germany, a friend got a job in UK, you notice that you're not asking yourself, like, is it that you're not growing? No, you're growing. You're actually growing. Take note of your growth. Take note of your progress. Nobody's going to beat your drum for you. I don't know Ajuke. I can't come and tell her that, oh, she's an awesome person when I really don't know her. Neither are the people out there. They don't know you that well. So you need to learn to beat your drum. And the only way you can beat your drum very well is taking note of the things you do. If you can have a jotter, don't take things for granted. Oh, you did this, and you're like, oh, it's too small. No, it's not too small. No matter what you're doing, it's not too small. Take note of your success, right? And beat it as loud as you can. Beat it on LinkedIn, beat it on any social media platform you can. You understand? And you are growing. Take note of your progress. Don't feel bad. Don't feel depressed. Most especially this December period, there you see people asking themselves what they've actually accomplished. When my first year as a software developer, the December, I was depressed. I was asking myself, I didn't have any money. I worked for like 6 months. I didn't have any money. And I was like, what did I do in my life? Well, you understand? I was literally depressed. But after that, I took note of it. Even if I bought a phone, I bought a new laptop, I just write it down. So when December like this comes, I'm like, oh, what did you do with your life? The thought always comes. It will always come. What did you even do with your life? Like, yes, I got myself a new phone. I did this. I built this. I built that. So the only way you can say this is when you are actually like writing these things and taking notes of it. You understand? So that you can at least appreciate yourself for your effort, for all the things you've done. So it's December period. Take out some time and tell yourself, well done. You're amazing. You're extraordinary. Don't give up on yourself. You're doing amazing. You understand? So that's the things I constantly tell myself. You're extraordinary. You're doing amazing. I'm proud of you. So yes, say that to yourself as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. And as Sophia already advised us, please take yourself out this December. Let the December be dirty. So don't worry, when you come next year, you can be thinking about software development, think about how to, yeah. Well, there's always, when there's time for playing, there's also time for working. Likewise, vice versa. When there's time for working, there's time for playing. So thank you so much, guys, and thank you very much. We actually appreciate everyone that turned up today to support us, and thank you so much, Sophia. I really have learned a lot, and I'm very sure our listeners have learned a lot today because I know some people just came like, "Oh, what's this going to be about?" Or going back home, I'm very sure they are loaded with a lot of things on how to get started, even those that have started, or how to keep track of what they are doing, and also how to celebrate their small win, because there is no small win, to be frank. So, and thank you so much. Thank you. And I would like you to help us encourage our listener to follow us more. So, to follow those that have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, they should click that. So, I'll give it that to you. So, can you hear me? Oh, okay.
I remember when Tech with Era started. I think Krista came to me and she was like, she wants to start Tech with Era, and I was like, yeah, go for it. Like and I know one of the things I really like about it is that I can see the growth. I can see the relentlessness. Like she was really hardworking. She put a lot of effort, and you can see that she's not doing this for. At first, she was just doing it for fun, but this one, she really doing it because she really care for the community, and this is because of the speakers she has been bringing. You understand, and the things. I encourage you, whether you are experienced, whether you are new, You understand? You just want to listen to people and how they are navigating the old tech journey. Please subscribe to Tech with your follow her on Instagram. She's an awesome person, and also the program is just amazing, just filled with amazing people. Yeah, so follow Tech with your
Thank you
subscribe.
so much. Thank you. So nice having you here, Sophia. So, thank you. So we've actually come to the end of the event today. So, in case if we didn't have time to actually answer any of your questions, we actually wanted to tell you a lot. So maybe that's why. But then you can always put your questions in the comments, whereby we go over it and answer you. And that if you want to reach out to Sophia also, yeah, you can get her on LinkedIn. If I'm correct, Sophia Fademi, right? Yeah.
Pardon me.
Fadeni. Oh, I don't know why him is causing problem. But then Fadeni, yeah, thank you so much. It's so nice having you on board today. Thank you, thank you. See
Thank you very much.
you. Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys. Thank you for tuning in today. So, well, actually, we've come to the end of today's event. And if you've not subscribed, please don't forget to click the subscribe button. And we would like to hear more from you and also give you more gist. So thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for having us on board. Bye.